I know what you want me to say. You want me to say, oh yes, my little raindrop, yes, I know the topic that makes you the most money on Medium. I'm about to reveal this secret and you are going to be able to write in this topic and make $1,000 tomorrow. That's what you want me to say. And that would be a great answer, wouldn't it? Imagine if I was said, yeah, it's relationships. Write about relationships and you'll be a billionaire on medium.com. It's that easy. Unfortunately, as you can probably tell from the length of this video, 10 minutes, not 10 seconds, and the kind of video that I like to do, it's not as easy as, yeah, it's this topic. You just have to write in this topic and you'll make money writing on Medium or anywhere on the internet for that matter. What I'm about to reveal is, in my opinion, more valuable for you because it's not a way to game the system. It's a way for you to improve your writing. And it's something that I use every time that I want to write something on Medium. And I hope that it's going to make money. I'm looking for a topic to write about and I'm like, okay, how can I write something that's going to be good and profitable? There's no shame in wanting to make money writing. I want to quickly get into why there isn't an easy answer. A lot of people think of Medium as a blogging platform, and it is, but more than that, it's a social network. When you write, your Medium is going to try to show your writing to the person who's going to be most interested in that writing. And as a writer, there are two things that you need to know. First of all, the pool of readers on Medium is functionally infinite. And what I mean by that is if you write about relationships, there are so many people who read about any topic on Medium that you're never going to cap out. You're never going to be like, okay, this piece of writing has reached every single person who's interested in relationships or fly fishing or cats on medium.com. There's functionally no limit. And there's also no functional limit on the number of writers. And what this means is if I write about something, I can pretty much guarantee that there is somebody else on medium.com writing who knows more about what I'm writing about and who can probably write a little better than I can. There's always going to be someone who's a little better than you. With those two things in mind, hopefully knowing that there's an infinite pool of readers means that you don't have to limit yourself when it comes to writing about topics. There's nothing too niche. And with the number of writers out there, hopefully that impresses on you that you can't game the system. There's no way to cheat and find a topic that miraculously makes thousands of dollars while nothing else does. I want to run through a quick thought experiment before I get into the process, just so you can see what I mean. Let's say relationships is the golden goose. Okay, let's say, yeah, if I write about my marriage, the people I've dated, whatever, then that is the magic button for Medium. That's the topic that makes the most money. That's the topic that every single Medium reader cares about. So I write a little story about how I met my now husband and I publish it and it makes $1,000. Amazing. And tomorrow you come along and you're like, wow, relationships is the thing to be writing about on Medium. But you, unlike me, are a serial monogamist. You have dated 1,700 people. You have been married 4 times. You have a lot more experience. You know a ton more. You're way more interested in these concepts because you spend a lot more time thinking about them than I do. And you write your own blog post. And my readers, who yesterday were so impressed by my little marriage story, they read yours and they're like, dang, she knows what she's talking about. And they abandon ship instantly because you're clearly the superior writer. And that's what I mean. Like, there's no chance to game the system. Instead of trying to pick the topic that you think the most majority of Medium writers or Medium readers are going to be interested in, you are way better off finding a topic that you will make the most money writing in. And I want to be clear on this point. This strategy that I'm about to share with you, it's not a one size fits all. If you run through this sort of strategy with me, you're going to come up with a bunch of topics that are unique to you and that you are uniquely geared to write well about. On Medium, this is the strategy I use when I'm looking for topics to write about that I want to earn money. And this works for Medium, but it also works for writing on the internet. This strategy is going to give you topics that you can write about that are going to reach your audience and that are going to be profitable. It's a 3-step process. Ready? Number 1, you're going to brainstorm. So I want you to do a little Venn diagram. I want you to draw 3 little intersecting circles so that they all are, I don't know what I'm, the 3 Venn diagram thing, you know what I'm talking about. And you're going to label 1 value, you're going to label 1 interest, and you're going to label 1 knowledge/experience. That's the intersection of those 3 points is something that your story must be if you want it to be profitable. If you don't have interest, honestly, you're not going to be able to keep it up. So for example, if I write about, I don't know, the economy, sure, a lot of people care about it, but I don't that much. I couldn't write about it because I would get bored writing about this. I would stop writing about it. whatever. You have to have experience or knowledge because otherwise you will be quickly outcompeted. So as an example, let's say that I like to write about music. Do I know anything about music? No. Do I know how to read music? No. Am I a good singer? No. Have I been to many concerts? No. That's not a good topic for me to write about because I don't know what I'm talking about. And finally, it has to be valuable. So these topics that you're going to be writing about, you have to be able to write them in a way that's going to give something to the reader, whether that's information, tutorial, how-to, entertainment, a smile, you change their mind about something. You have to deliver value to your reader. And the topics that you choose to write about, you have to be able to do that. And the list of topics that is going to be a good intersection of those three, it's going to be tight, it's going to be narrow, but that's going to be what the topics that are going to make you the most money on Medium and pretty much anywhere else on the internet. So you can see, here's an example of mine. I mean, I did this in pretty colors because I did it for the video, but seriously, whenever I want to come up with topic ideas and I don't really know, I'm bored of writing about psychology and cats and I want something new, but I want it to make money. This is the kind of process that I run through to make sure that what I'm writing is actually gonna, have a good chance of making some money. Okay, so that's bringing me to step 2. Find at least 3 topics that fall into that middle section of that triple Venn diagram. Write at least one story in each one of those. And this is gonna take me into kind of a small rant. People on Medium, they see my videos and they think, okay, if this gal can do it, it's gotta be easy. Medium.com is a get-rich-quick scheme. It's not. I've been doing this for 2.5 years. Every day I learn something new about Medium. Every day I get a little bit better and I earn a little bit more money. But on Medium, it's not a short-term thing. The most money is going to be found in the long game. So when I'm giving you the strategy, you can't be thinking in terms of, hours or days. I want you to set your mindset a little bit longer, a little bit further into the future. I want you to be thinking months down the line. This is going to be an iterative process. This isn't going to be something you do once. So write at least one story in each. The more data points you can collect, the better. And compare notes. So for example, maybe you think that you can write valuably about cats and you sit down to write it and you're like, actually, that was hard. I did not know how to turn that into a valuable story for other people. You might find that you thought you had a lot of knowledge in psychology, but it turns out that compared to the average writer on Medium, you're actually not that great and you need to either bulk up your knowledge or maybe pick another topic. And then I want you to compare views. Some of these, I hate to admit it, there is a factor of luck on Medium. Sometimes you just get lucky, you come up with a really good headline that, you just stumble across. Sometimes, a publication is just a perfect fit for your story. And sometimes the algorithm takes off for whatever reason, you're the chosen one for the day and your story does really well. I want to take out as many variables as possible. So what we're going to do to narrow down our list even further is compare apples to apples. So look at all of your stories. If it's 3, that's great. If it's more, even better. And try to look at the average value per view. This is going to let us actually compare apples to apples. So for example, here's one where I wrote about pets, okay? So 7 things you should know about Maine Coons. It has 3.7 thousand views. It earned $170. Let's see how much that is worth. So that's 4.5 cents per view. Pretty good. So by comparison, here's one I wrote about freelancing and I got $140 for 270 views, and that's 5.2 cents. So it turns out that I can, for whatever reason, the views when I write about freelancing in the Postgrad Survival Guide are slightly higher than when I write about pets. That's something worth knowing. How much is the average view worth for the topics that you're writing in? You can do that for all of yours. You just want to get a good sense, like, if they're all within a certain amount of each other, that's fine. But if one is, by far and above way more valuable than the others, maybe that's a topic that you should consider writing in more frequently. And finally, you are going to do this again. You're going to try again. You're going to write several more times in those 3 topics that you selected. But then also, as you keep filling out that Venn diagram, maybe on a weekly basis, maybe on a monthly basis, you'll find that your own Venn diagram changes. You are not a static person. As you yourself experience new things, I don't know, you might pick up a book tomorrow on, space, and that might tweak a new interest in you. And you realize that you actually have a lot to say about astrophysics, and you want to say this and you want to share it, and you have a ton of knowledge, and you know exactly why readers need to be reading this kind of stuff. And you start writing about space, and space turns out to be a really valuable topic for you to be writing in on Medium. That's going to happen a lot. You're going to find, as you become a better writer, as you become a different person, the topics that are most profitable for you to write about are going to change. That's not even taking into account the fact that Medium is going to change. Medium's audience is going to change. So, my sister had a subscription to Medium, and she's super into programming. She likes animals and she loves the outdoors. So she read a lot in that. And then, a couple months ago, she let her subscription lapse because she didn't have time to read anymore. And that means that her views are now gone. That's happening on a bigger scale every single day across the platform. When I started writing in Medium, like the go-to thing was, in fact, relationships. These relationship stories were top of the list. I couldn't write about relationships. I tried, I failed, and I thought I, was just a crappy writer, but it was just that I was crappy at writing about relationships. As the tides on Medium changed, we saw a resurgence of listicles. Now we're seeing way more brand and business focused stuff. The audience interests on Medium shift and change, and that's going to affect how you write to those, what those valuable topics for you to write in are over time. So keep your finger on the pulse. Keep filling out that Venn diagram, and honestly, keep iterating. Keep trying to write those articles. Keep comparing how much each view is worth. It's a little harder, and it's not as easy as saying, oh yeah, startups are the most valuable topic to write about on Medium. You should just write about startups if you want to make money. But I hope that this answer was a little richer, a little, no pun intended, but gave you a little bit more to think about and to work with than just giving you a topic to write in. Medium's not a homework assignment. It's a place for you to write and discover what you love writing about, connect with an audience who loves reading what you write, and making money. And that answer, I actually love the fact that it's going to be a different answer for every single one of us, just based on what you like to do, what you enjoy thinking about, what you enjoy writing about. And that's going to give you a slightly different answer to what topic makes you the most money on Medium. All right, this has been another tutorial about making money writing on Medium. I love Medium. It's my favorite writing platform, but as I said, I think that this strategy works well for figuring out any kind of topic. The same rules apply. The internet is a very vast and simultaneously super crowded, but also very empty space. So the same rules apply regarding like competition and infinite readers. Just keep trying. Maybe one day there will be one overarching topic that everyone is dying to read about and that you can tap into to make millions. But I don't think there ever will be, and I hope there won't either. I think this is more fun. All right, everyone, have a wonderful rest of your week, and I will see you for the next video. Bye.